Hello and welcome to Wednesday's vlog. This vlog is going to be a little bit different because I've got a what I wore in a week section. I've got a new bag to share with you. I'm going to update you on my weight loss and I'm going to share a little story at the end about the day I went ice skating. So let's start with what I wore in a week. I decided to do this because I thought it might be a bit of fun. I thought it might be vaguely interesting to you, and I'll tell you what, it's been a bit of a revelation for me, and we'll talk about that at the end. But let me run the clips and then we'll have a little chat afterwards. Good morning, it's Monday morning and I'm getting ready to go to the office, and this is what I am wearing. I have my mango overcoat, which I bought towards the end of last year, and I've absolutely lived in it. I really like the fact that it isn't lined, which means it's really light and suitable for travelling in the car or going into town. Now, my jumper's from H&M, and I bought this last year just because I loved the colour, but I wasn't sure that the colour actually suited me. I really love the shape of it, even though I have tucked it a little bit today because I think it looks better with the trousers, which are by Quince, by the way. And because I've lost a few pounds, well, a couple of pounds, they're actually a bit more comfortable. You can see there's still a tiny bit of gaping there, but I'm hoping if I lose another couple of pounds, that will disappear. And I've got everybody's favourite boots on, Not, which I bought again towards the end of last year, but I absolutely love them. And I think they look fine with this whole outfit. Normally I'd say you can only really wear them with a long skirt, if you can wear them with anything. I like them anyway, they're very comfortable, but they are from Mango and they're in a beautiful leather. And I know they can look a little bit duck-like, but for me, they're super comfortable and I think quite stylish actually. So I'm really pleased with this outfit, even though I'm wearing a pastel, and I said I wouldn't wear pastels and one shouldn't wear them. I think I was being a little bit dictatorial there. That was in a video about Don't Look Old, one of those videos. I did my roots this morning, and I think the colour of my hair is looking nice, although I was looking back at a video the other day. I think it was one that someone had commented on from a couple of years ago. My hair was so dark and I sort of miss it in a way, but I think this is better for my complexion as it is now, because that was 2 years ago, and obviously I look a bit older than I did then. So I think lighter hair probably is the way to go. Anyway, it's a beautiful sunny day out there, but it is chilly and some of the cars are a little bit icy. So I think I've got the right attire on. I haven't got anything underneath the jumper except a bra, but I think I should be all right, and I can always keep my jacket on. We've got a 3-hour meeting this morning, so I've got to make sure that I'm warm enough. So this is what I'm wearing on Monday. Good morning, it's Tuesday and I'm working at home today, and then I'm going out this evening. So for the daytime, I'm wearing my yoga pants from Amazon, which I bought last year. I've got my Uniqlo sweatshirt on, which I bought recently, and it's very comfortable. It's a beautiful sunny day. I haven't got any makeup on at the moment. And actually, let me see if I can show you. I have got, as I say, no makeup on, but I have got the Bondi drops that I've put into my moisturiser, and I put 4 in today because when I put 3 in yesterday, I didn't think that there'd been any difference in my skin at all, but I think there is a bit of difference today. I feel like I'm looking a little bit browner. So yeah, so they obviously do work, but you've got to put quite a few in. It's quite a difficult dropper to get the bronzing drops out of. But anyway, we've gone a bit more bronzy today. So I'm wearing, by the way, look at these slippers. These are from Marks and Spencer's. I absolutely love them. They are so comfortable. They were out of stock for a while, but they've come back now. And of course, all the details of everything I'm wearing will be down below in the description box. Now, these yoga pants, I gather they were all over YouTube last year. I was very late to the party. And I think it was Kalonda Casey who showed them. And I thought, they look really good on her. And they're quite slimming. So that's what we're wearing today. But I'm going out this evening for dinner with an old friend and really looking forward to that. So, of course, I'm going to get a little bit more dressed up. So I will see you a bit later, about 5 o'clock-ish. So it's now Tuesday evening and I'm getting ready to go out with my friend. We're going to a Portuguese restaurant in London Bridge, And the weather is cool, but it's been sunny all day, so I don't want to overdress because the tube can get really hot, and I'll be taking the tube down to London Bridge. But what I've got on, let me just show you. I've got another of these gorgeous premium cashmere from H&M. This is in a sort of cream colour. I think this is really lovely. And so I'm going a bit tonal. I've got the cream jumper, I've got the white jeans from Marks and Spencer's, they're last year's Mon jeans, which I think are still available. And then on my feet, I've got these Vivaya boots. I was gifted 3 lots of shoes and boots from Vivaya. When was it? Was it last year? I think it was. And I have worn these. One pair of boots I've decided a little bit uncomfortable on my right foot, but I think these are okay. And I really like them. I was humming and hawing as to whether I should wear these or where have they gone? These, because these have got a tiny bit of black in them. But when I put them on, they just looked a bit too cash. And given that I'm going out with my friend for dinner, even though the restaurant isn't super fancy or anything, but it does look nice, but it's, it's going to be quite groovy, I would think. Groovy, that really dates me, doesn't it? I thought probably these would be a bit smarter. Crossbody bag from a couple of years ago, which I love. So I think actually we're fine because we've stuck to kind of the 3 colour rule, not that we're worried too much about that. We've got brown, black, and then cream or various shades of tones of cream. So I think we're doing okay. Right, better get on. Got to get on the tube. See you tomorrow. It's Wednesday and it's work at home day. Good morning. It's Thursday today and I missed yesterday because it was a completely manic day and I just didn't have a moment to do any videoing at all. So we've jumped to Thursday, but that's good because I'm going to have 2 outfits again today like I did on Tuesday. And I'm wearing one of my many now. I think I've got 4 of these H&M premium cashmere jumpers in a kind of greige. I know it's not the most exciting colour, but I really like the jumper and it's fine for working at home. It means my top half is looking relatively smart rather than wearing a hoodie, which I would do if I wasn't on camera. And on the bottom, I've got my Love All leggings. Let me just put my coffee down so I can show you. They are a fantastic fabric. It's a really heavy jersey fabric and they've got this, I suppose they're not unlike the yoga pants I had on the other day, but they're in that jersey fabric. And then I've got my Marks and Spencer slippers on. So that's my outfit. If I need to pop out, I won't change my leggings because it's fine. In fact, I do need to pop out at some point, but I'll stay in these and I'll just put my coat on from Mango and my trainers and I'll be good to go. Right, I'm just getting ready to go out. It is Thursday evening. I'm going to see my friend for dinner. We're going somewhere local, so I can walk there, which is good. And I'm wearing mostly Mango. I've got my Mango jeans on. These are the baggy jeans and a Mango jumper, which I bought when I was in Montpellier. This is a merino mix, so it's actually softer than pure merino, I think, more comfortable, and I can wear it against my skin without having to put something underneath. And then I've got the Uniqlo bomber jacket and then my Marks and Spencer's trainers. And then I'm road testing this new bag, which you will hear more about next week. So so that's my outfit. I'm really looking forward to going out and I will be having a drink of wine. And just before I go, so this morning I put on the bronzing drops by Bondi Sands. And then I thought tonight, because I didn't have any foundation on, I thought I'd put the darker Laura Geller of the 2 that I got a few months ago. I did a video which I can link down below for you if you haven't seen it, where I compared I think it was the light with the medium, possibly. I can't remember all the names of the different shades. Anyway, I've got the medium one, which is the dark one. I think it's the glow version. And I think it's rather good, actually. I think it goes well with the bronzing drops. I do look a lot browner than I really am, but I think it looks quite natural. And I literally just dusted some over my face because I didn't have any foundation on. I did have some concealer on, but I just sort of dusted over that. And then I've got some Merit makeup on top. I've got my earrings on, which I discovered yesterday, which I'd forgotten about for ages. Thought I'd put my hair up because it needs a wash, so I'll wash it tomorrow. And there we are. So I'm going out now and I will see you tomorrow for another outfit. Good morning. It's Friday the 11th of April and I'm just about to start work. And I'm wearing today on this beautiful sunny day, and it's meant to be 21 degrees tops today, which is fantastic. I've got my Marks and Spencer's slippers, another pair of slippers. So these aren't the sort of woolly ones. These are more these don't have any backs and they're more sort of cash, but I really like them. I think for slippers and for sort of going around the house, they're really quite smart. And my Good American jeans, which I bought in New York last October. And then this is another one. I've got 4 of these now. I think I might have worn this earlier in the week. I can't remember now. But this is another H&M premium cashmere kind of slouchy jumper. I just love this shape. This outfit, or this sort of top and bottom, is my absolute go-to. A sort of baggy top and slimmer jeans. These aren't really skinnies. I think they're called skinnies, but they're not really skinnies. They're sort of a cross between skinnies and straights, I would say. And this is an outfit that I feel really comfortable and very me in, very straightforward. And let me show you my makeup of the day. So I'm wearing the De-Bronzy Drunk Elephant bronzing drops again, or wearing them. I put them into my moisturiser, and they definitely do make me look like I've got a tan. There's no doubt about it. Although it does seem to dissipate slightly when I add my SPF. But anyway, I'm definitely looking browner. And what I think's good actually is, have I got a funny mark under there? It looks like I've got a bit of the bronzing drops effect down the middle of my neck and not at the side. But I think really there's not much to choose between face and neck, is there? So my neck's always a bit browner and my body's quite brown anyway. So I'm really liking them. I've then got a foundation on the top. What did I put on? Oh yes, I put the Lumi Matte Foundation by Maybelline on the top, but the darker of the 2 shades that I've got, which I think is 128. So I'm really liking this makeup. I don't think I'd wear the bronzing drops every day now because it's not really summer, but definitely in the summer I will, without doubt, because my body gets browner in the summer. And that is my outfit for Friday. Good morning, it's Saturday, and guess where I'm off to today? Yes, you've guessed it, the dentist. So the weather is supposed to be 21 degrees today, and it's already quite warm. I think it's about 14 or 15. And because I'm going into town and going on the tube, I need to make sure I'm wearing light clothes. So not just light coloured, but light in fabric. So I've got this Uniqlo jacket I bought last year, which I love. I've got this in brown as well. It's just really light and easy to wear. Underneath, I've got a Uniqlo sweatshirt. This is one I showed a while ago. And then on my feet, I have my Puma Palermos, which I absolutely love. I bought those last year. And, I haven't mentioned the Quince trousers. Now, those of you who watched my video last week when I showcased those black trousers from Marks and Spencer's, I actually sent them back because these Quince trousers are so much more stylish. Don't you think? I think they're really excellent. And because they've got pleats here, they don't make my tum look big. And then I'm going to carry a bag. Oh, I've had such a stressful morning. I woke up at silly o'clock, like 4:30. Eventually got up at 5, and my printer has gone on the blink. So I've used my husband's, but his is a bit rubbish. But anyway, I've used my husband's in the end after I tried for about 2 hours to fix mine. So I'm going to be taking some notes with me that I'm going to work on, because I was supposed to be recording first thing in the morning before I went to the dentist. That hasn't now happened. So I'm going to take some stuff with me. So I've got this Uniqlo bag. I think the colour's okay with this. It's not too bad. It's not too jarring, is it? But it's really good because it weighs absolutely nothing and you can get so much in it. So I'm going to take that with me. And then after the dentist, I'm probably going to go and sit somewhere and just think and make some notes about tomorrow. And hopefully I'll get all my recording done then and get it uploaded in time for Sunday evening. So that is my outfit of the day. Now, we were going to go out tonight, but unfortunately our friends are not well. So we'll probably just go locally, and I may keep the same thing on, or I might get changed. But if I don't see you later, I will see you tomorrow. Good evening. It's now Saturday evening and we're going out for a drink locally. We were going to go out for dinner with some friends, but unfortunately they're not well. So we're just going to go out for a drink at the local pub and maybe a little nosh. So I'm keeping it fairly cash, but I've dressed up a little bit. I've made an effort. So starting at the top, I've got one of those. This is the 4th of the cashmere jumpers I bought from H&M Premium. I mean, look at that beautiful colour. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I really love it. And I think it looks great with the white or slightly off-white jeans. Now these are sort of, not really jeggings, but they were a collaboration from about 3 or 4 years ago with Uniqlo and J Brand. And we're sticking to the 3 colour rule, not that I always stick to that by any means, but we've got a bit of black on the train. And then I was saying the other day, I think that I didn't have a black bag, but I remembered I've got this Uniqlo. It's not really canvas, but it's this very light fabric. I can't think of the name of the fabric now, bag anyway, which was about 15 quid a couple of years ago. And can we just note, I'm wearing Palazzo by Lisa Eldridge, which I haven't really worn, it has to be said, since I tried it on camera about a year ago. But I think it looks really good with the jumper, don't you? I've got a few of these colours, actually. I've got one by Merit called Classic, I think, which I haven't worn out yet. And I've also got the NARS one, which is not Unashamed. It's another one by them. When I did a red lipstick video, when was it? It was about 6 months ago, was it? And I had the NARS, I had Palazzo, I didn't have the Merit, but they're all similar. But what I like about this, as opposed to Velvet Ribbon, which was the first Lisa lipstick that I bought, well, I think it was the first one she brought out, actually. I think it was in 2018. This one, because it's in that satiny range, it's a lot softer. It doesn't look quite as bold. So, yes, really liking that. So there we have it. That's me on a Saturday evening, going out to the pub, and I will see you tomorrow. So I think you can see that there are some outfits that were suiting me better than others, and I'm really quite dismayed about the outfits that didn't quite suit me, and I think you know which ones I mean, and they are to do with the wide leg trousers. I persist in this quest to find a pair of wide leg trousers that suit me, and I thought I'd really cracked it, but now I'm not so sure. So I may have to revise my wide leg trouser pursuit and maybe drop it. And I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Now, Mama's got a brand new bag, and not only am I going to show you my beautiful new bag, but I'm also going to show you what I put in it. So I was very fortunate that I was approached by a handbag brand called teddyblake, and I was aware of them because my lovely friends Kat of Cat's Eye Beauty and Mona of About Face with Mona Baggett had reviewed the teddyblake bags. But the reason I hadn't looked into purchasing one, because I have an array of luxury leather bags that my daughter has gifted to me over the years, because until about 6-7 years ago she worked for a luxury handbag brand based in the UK. So I was fortunate enough to be the recipient of quite a few bags and other leather goods from that brand. So that's why I hadn't looked into teddyblake at all. But when they approached me, I immediately jumped at the chance, because although I have these lovely bags and they are beautiful, and I've got about 4 or 5, I don't have a structured bag. And I've noticed that quite a lot of women these days are wearing structured bags as opposed to the hobo slash slouchy slash over the shoulder slash crossbody bags. They tend to be wearing more structured bags, and I don't have one of those. So I thought this would be a fantastic opportunity to acquire one. Now, before I show you the bag, let me just tell you that I went to my daughter's for Mother's Day, so about 3 weeks ago, and I took the bag along with me. It was its first outing, and I wanted to see whether she noticed it. And it was almost the first thing she said to me when I walked through the door. She said to me, "Mum, that is a lovely bag. Where did you get it?" So I thought, well, if that isn't a ringing endorsement for somebody who knows a lot about the manufacture and production of luxury leather handbags, it's her. And the fact that she said to me, "That is a beautiful bag, where did you get it?" I thought that was a fantastic endorsement. So let me show you the bag. This is it. This is the Vera Palmelato from teddyblake. It is a beautiful leather bag. It is made in Italy by Italian craftsmen. It's made in the same factories that other high-end brands use to make their bags. But the great thing about teddyblake is that it's about half, or maybe even a third of the price of the luxury bags, because I looked up the prices of the British brands bags that I own, and they are definitely double if not triple the price of this bag. Now, this is guaranteed crafted in Italy. It uses leather from the finest of Italian pelletteries. It's got that wonderful luxe feel of leather. It smells beautiful. It comes with a crossbody strap, which I haven't used yet because I actually just like wearing it in the crook of my arm. and it's just an all-round fantastic bag. Now, if you look on the teddyblake website, you will see all kinds of different designs, so you don't have to have a structured bag like this one. You can choose a more hobo style bag, you can choose a small bag, a crossbody bag. They've got all sorts of designs, all sorts of colours and all sorts of styles, and the prices are really keen compared to the luxury brands that use the same factories. Also, the quality is really good. I've looked at the stitching is really well done. It's beautifully crafted, it's all beautifully seamed. This particular bag has little poppers here if you want to shut it, and I also really like the fact that this one in particular has these extra pockets, so I can put my phone in here, I can put my keys in here. Now, I'm very excited to be able to share with you that not only do I have a 10% discount to offer you, but if you buy your bag at Easter time, you get 35% off, plus my 10% off. That makes a whopping 45% off one of Teddy Blake's bags. That is a fantastic offer in anybody's book, so I would urge you to have a look at the site if you are in the market for a new bag. Now, let me tell you what I put in this glorious bag. Let us start with the very important keys and cards. Now, I bought this little duo card holder and purse and key fob about 2 years ago at Lulu Lemon, and I'll tell you what, I had to search high and low for a woman's key fob and card holder. For some reason or other, they all seem to be men's, and okay, I'm not too bothered about whether I buy a men's key fob and card holder, but they all look very, very masculine. Not my cup of tea at all, but I managed to find these in Lulu Lemon. Now, they were very expensive. I think this was about £40 or something, but if I can find it, if it's still available, I'll put the details down below for you. Now, one of the reasons I wanted this is I wanted to keep my keys and cards in the same holder. Now, I know a lot of you will say, oh, but that's so dangerous. What if you lose it? You've lost your keys and your cards in one. And I take your point, but at the time I was still exercising, although I did give that up, but I've started again, and I wore one of those belts where you keep your cards and keys, and this was so much easier to keep in that belt than having a separate key section and card, because I did actually lose a card that way. It must have fallen out somehow out of the belt, I don't know how exactly. So I really wanted something like this. Now, I don't carry both of these because I don't really carry money, so I use this for my cards and my money, although I suppose I could use this one as well. Anyway, these are the cards I keep at home. These are the cards I take with me with a few pennies. I don't really carry much cash. I'm like the Queen, and I have my keys as well. Only my house keys. I don't keep my car keys on here because I don't take the car all that often. So that's the first thing that I put in my handbag before I leave the house. And of course I have my phone, and I am an Android girl, so this is a Samsung S24. And on the back I have this really nifty thing which I can use to video or just use as a stand. I keep calling it a Keanu, but it's actually called a Kenu or a Kenu, and it's really useful. I got it off Amazon, and it's magnetic. So you just stick this on the back of your phone, and then that sticks to the back of it like that. I do think you need a decent sized phone for it though, because I looked at getting one for my husband's tiny iPhone and it was too big for the iPhone, but I think it suits certain iPhones. Then another really important thing is this magnifying mirror. Now, I bought this as an emergency purchase at the airport when we went to France, and it's a number 7, I think it's a 10 or maybe even a 12 times mirror, because I'm always finding that I get little bits of fluff or bits of hair in my eye, and I need something where I can really see what's going on. And this is absolutely perfect. I mean, it's no good me using a compact mirror for a powder compact. I won't see anything in that because that's just a regular size. I need a really good magnification mirror, and this is it. Really excellent by number 7. And this is a new addition to my handbag. This is called Luna. This is the Everywhere spray. Now, my daughter put me onto this. Now, she gave me one that was fragranced, actually. I think she was given it, but fragrance is no good to me, particularly everywhere. And this is a spray for literally everywhere, if you see what I mean. So I need it to be unfragrant for accessing all areas, and it really is a nice way to keep clean and fresh when you're on the go. Now, this is the little makeup bag I take, and I don't take a lot of makeup. This is a Charlotte Tilbury bag, which I think was sent to me when I bought a few bits and bobs from Charlotte Tilbury a few years ago, but I'll tell you what, it washes really well. I put this in the washing machine on a normal cycle and it came up beautifully. It was a pillow talk bag, really lovely. I love this cover. It reminds me a bit of that oh, what's the Rolling Stones cover? I can't remember the album now, but anyway, it reminds me a bit of that. And in my makeup bag, I have a powder. So at the moment, I've got the Hourglass Ambient lighting powder, and it's not too heavy. And then I have a little powder puff to go with that. And then I have some lip balm, and at the moment I've got the Eucerin Acute lip balm in there. And then I usually take a pencil. This is the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal pencil in cinnamon, I think it might be. Anyway, I usually take one of these just in case I'm going out somewhere after, say, work, or I'm out and about and then I decide I need to pretty myself up a bit. I, to be honest, don't usually use it very much, but I like to have one in there just in case. And then my lipstick is a Laura Geller, which I'm trialling and will be doing a video on very soon. Then I usually travel with a notebook and pen, and I absolutely love these Moleskine notebooks. They're my favourite because I really like the quality of the paper. It's lovely and thick, but I do have to have these Uniball gel pens because I cannot write without them. I can't bear a thin nib. I have to have a broad nib. My handwriting is absolutely atrocious. I can't even read it sometimes. The only way I can read it is if I use a really thick, broad pen, and this one has a lovely thick, broad nib. Look, absolutely fab. Love these. Now I've started to take these little wipe and go sachets by Shout, and I saw these on a video by Midlife Posh Closet. That is her channel. Her name is Valerie, and I've started watching and binge watching her videos actually. I really enjoy them. She has the most gorgeous manner, really soft voice. If you haven't seen her, I'll link her channel down below for you. And she said if you're worried about wearing white trousers, which I am, then get some of these because they will instantly wipe off any stain that might occur while you're out and about. So I thought that was a great tip. So I'm carrying these now with me, even when I haven't got a white pair of trousers on. Then of course I must take some glasses. And at the moment I'm taking 2 pairs of Izzy Pizzies because they're so light. And I've got a blue pair and I've got a brown pair. And of course I always have a couple of packets of Kleenex. And finally I take one of these pairs of sunglasses. Now 3 out of these 4 pairs I'm going to show you were gifted to me about 2.5, 3 years ago by this lovely woman called Anita, who runs this tiny brand called Expressive Cherry, but they ship all over the world. They have wonderful, wonderful, incredibly reasonably priced glasses. I cannot tell you how good they are. I have mentioned them many times on my channel. I'm not being paid to say this. I don't even get any affiliate income. She's a tiny brand, but I absolutely love her glasses, and I think they look so luxe and expensive, but they cost about £25–30. They're amazingly reasonable. This was the first pair I bought with my own money. These are the Purdies, but I also have, I think I have a smaller pair, yes. So those are the big Purdies, but you can also get the smaller pair of Purdies, these, in this tortoise shell, and I have them in black as well. And I've also got these slightly squarer ones, which I love as well, and they last so well. I cannot tell you. I mean, like I say, I've had these for about 2.5, 3 years. They haven't scratched. I'm really bad. I never put them in a case. Honestly, they are such great value, really long lasting, really stylish. Absolutely love the brand Expressive Cherry. Little brand based in Wales, female founded, really worth checking out. So there we have it. That is Wednesday's vlog. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry we haven't been out and about, but I didn't want to take you to the dentist again. And actually I didn't hang around in town after the dentist. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my weight loss. Well, there wasn't any. That's the reveal. There wasn't any this week. So I really need to make a concerted effort to lose those pounds. So this week I'm going to be super good, even though I did go out for dinner last night and I'm going out for dinner again tomorrow night. But I'm going to be super careful. Tomorrow night is sushi, so hopefully that can be a fairly low calorie meal. And I'm being really good during the day. Let me know in the comments whether you'd like to see more what I wore in a week. I tried to choose a week where I was going out a bit, because otherwise you're just going to see me in what I call my slobbing gear every day, although maybe the top half will be all right, but the bottom half isn't going to be that interesting. And of course, we mentioned bottom halves earlier on, and yes, there were a couple there that really probably didn't suit me or made me look larger than I am. We're learning our lesson, we're checking it out, we're going to see what we can do about that. I hope you've enjoyed the video anyway, and please, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. And of course, give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. And for those of you who don't know, I have a monthly newsletter, which I'm thinking of making bi-monthly rather than monthly, because it seems an awfully long time between months otherwise. But I don't know, you let me know whether twice a month is too frequent. And in that, if you haven't read it, in that I do share all the things that I love: beauty, fashion, lifestyle, entertainment, other content creators, and all the bits and bobs that bring us joy. And thank you so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me, it really does. And I hope you're all doing really well, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye! Oh, and by the way, do you know what vocal fry means? Let me know in the comments.